welcome to another edition of Chaffee Break, the show where we honour exceptional light tank drivers. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's video is from the user Callum Rowe. That's Callum Rowe, and he's driving the T-50 on a standard battle on the airfield. I remember vaguely in an email he said that the Rowe doesn't stand for Romania, so he's not Romanian, although I don't actually remember what he said that did stand for. So anyway, back to the replay at hand. So he's going to be taking up an advanced position around the Colosseum in the centre of the map. Going to see if he can get some spotting done and see who he can find. Just dodging some of the enemy here. Going to try and get away without taking too many hits, but spots out a good portion of the enemy's advanced force there before making a beeline down the hill, pulling a 180 skid, and then heading back up to the top. Being spotted out there like that allows his allies who are camped over on the opposite ridge to be able to lay some heavy fire down, and already taking out one of the enemy's tank destroyers. The M5 Stuart there deciding that discretion is the better part of valour and decides to run away. The Herzer takes the hill, so Callum's going to advance in behind him and take some cover behind the Colosseum seating here. Going to advance a little bit further, but keeping himself in cover here just so that he can't be shot at, but while he is able to spot out the enemy position. So we can always see this M5 Stuart here has a quick little shot there, but he managed to get himself down the mountain before he took a hit, although took a significant amount of damage there from the Herzer and the fall combined. So just going to reposition himself now, going to go head over to the northern area of the map. Going to see if he can head this M5 Stuart off and maybe see if he can pick up his first kill of the match. Not quite having the gun depression to be able to get on target for the first one, but the second shot he's able to get a little bit of damage on that M5 Stuart before he falls back towards his allied lines. Not wanting to pursue him, because that would open him up to counter-attack and probably get himself taken out. Having a little bit of indecision now whether to retake the hill or go and assist on this northern flank. Decides to head up to the northern flank. Was going to try and get a shot on that T-28, but he gets taken out by the M4 anyway. So a bit of a slow start to this match. It's pretty even to be, at the moment, the score being, well, it was 4-4, now it's 5-4 in favour of the enemy, but still pretty even. So he's just zipping around the map, relocating, and just going to try and plug holes in the defences and go where he's needed. He spots a T-50 and a Chai High fighting with this Stuart here, so he's going to come in and assist and try and give some help. Misses a shot there, unfortunately, but he should be able to finish off the Chai High there, picking up his first kill of the match. This enemy T-50 now shouldn't really be too difficult just to finish him off. Luckily, his tracks absorbed the first shot, and his second shot is able to take him out. So he's no longer needed in this northern area, as they do have that that Lecto and that Panzer IV, so he's just going to head back towards the allied base there, but spots out another Chinese Stuart who's going to fight with this M5 Stuart. He's going to try and come in and offer some support. Should just be, let his reticule close in, it should just be a case of putting some damage right through the side armour of that Stuart there and able to pick him off for his third kill of this match. So he's going to head over and try and use the hills as a little bit of cover here as he tries to get in on this M4 while the M4 is looking at the M5 Stuart. He's got to pick one of the targets, and he's already fired at the M5 Stuart first. So he's going to stick to that target when really he probably should have shot the T-50 of Callum here, as this guy is faster, more manoeuvrable, and has a better reload penetration if I remember rightly. But it's too late now, and he gets himself taken out. Callum picks up his fourth kill of this match, so it started a little bit slow, but the action is certainly heating up now. He's going to head down that slight rise and head over to the centre of the map to try and offer some support to his allies. Can't really spot out any of the enemy. In fact, there's one there. T-49 on the far northern flank. Well, not far northern flank, I would say middle northern flank. Just going to speed it up a little bit until he gets back in the action. Spots out an enemy KV-1 here. So just going to have a shot at him. Unfortunately, the KV-1 in a tier 5 battle, especially when there aren't many heavy tanks on the field, is an absolute beast, and even the rear armour not taking any damage from this gun. Managed to get a little bit through the side armour there. Going to try and eliminate his tracks, and then it should just be easy pickings. Still not quite able to get any damage through that rear armour. Luckily, though, he manages to take out the tracks, although that will leave him in firing range. So he's going to have to play circle strafe with him now and just run rings around this KV-1. Luckily, it looks like they have an Elector over there still who can see the KV-1. And the KV-1 knows it, so he is running away and trying to get behind the rocks here. Unfortunately... Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe the KV-1 wasn't aware that the Elector was shooting him, or he probably would have carried on running behind the mountain there. So I'm just going to speed this up a little bit, because you don't need me to tell you how to play circle strafe around someone, and trust me, because of the armour of the KV-1 and the shocking penetration of the T-50, this goes on for some time.
Looks like that one went right through. Enemy is hit. Penetration. Enemy is hit. Penetration. Enemy is hit. They're hit. Enemy is hit. Penetration. They're hit. Enemy is hit. Enemy is hit.
As you can see, unfortunately, an enemy M5A1 Stuart has gotten in on the allied Elector, who was laying down some fire and some damage on this KV-1, and he has now been taken out, so that leaves just Callum Rowe to deal all by himself with this KV-1. And unfortunately, took a shot there from, who was that? It was from a Hertzer, and another shot there probably from the M5A1. Concentrating a little bit too much on trying to get this kill on this KV-1. Puts the KV-1 between himself and the Hertzer, but that's not going to last very long, considering the KV-1 should easily be able to get his gun on target then. So I'm just going to decide that discretion is the better part of Valor in this instance, and just going to run away. Takes a big hit in the rear there on his way out though, leaving him with only 110 hit points. Not really sure where their M3 Lee is. He appears to be camping over on the ridge overlooking the base. So, really could have done with the help on this flank, so it's a shame he wasn't over here to assist, as that M3 Lee gets a half-decent cannon that would have been able to do some damage to that KV-1. Got to move out of the way now, because that Hertz's almost gotten a shot on him, and he's just going to have to duel with this light tank here and see who can run rings around the other person more efficiently. So far, not taking any hits from this guy. There's the first one that he takes, forcing him to miss, which is pretty good going, and able to eliminate him one-on-one. Unfortunately, at the top of this little rise on the right-hand side here will be the KV-1 and that Hertzer. So just going to have to run away, fall back into the fog of war, get himself stealthed, and then come at him from a different angle. So as you can see, the KV-1 just coming around the bottom of this hill here. Gonna come up and try and get a kill. Unfortunately, he's nowhere near fast enough. It will take the KV-1 quite a time to get up that hill, and the T-50 is more than capable of just running away very, very quickly. The Hertz's up on the ridge there, taking a lofty firing position, so he's going to have to play this one very carefully. Although his speed and agility, he should be able to get away. And there you see, with that acceleration, he's able to get back to the base, no problem whatsoever. So just going to speed this up again until we get back into the action. Just hunting around, trying to find this Hertzer. Going to try and catch him off guard, because if he can get behind him, should be able to do some significant damage to him. Unfortunately, it looks like he's been caught, and the Hertzer is facing in the right... Oh, well, not quite, but he will be facing in the right direction. And only one shot from this Hertzer would be more than enough to finish off the T-50. So he's going to have to play a little bit of peekaboo to try and force the Hertzer into firing and making a mistake. As you see, the Hertzer starts reversing there, and he knows that this is his opportunity to make a break for it, as that means he'll have to have taken his gun off target. Going to try and lure him into firing now, as he comes up and hides behind these rocks. There we go. Manages to lure him into firing and missing. I'm going to use this opportunity to try and get around behind him, which he should be able to do no problem whatsoever, because the T-50 is a lot faster than the Hertz has traverse speed. So it's just a case now of staying alongside him, pulling along behind him, and should be able to finish him off no problem whatsoever. As you can see, that M3 being worse than useless there, because you may have noticed earlier on from the camping position that he was in, he wasn't able to see the base. So he wasn't able to get any hits on that KV-1. A little bit of a shame, because that M3 lead could have really helped earlier on. So Callum just going to see if he can come in, going to see if he can finally try and get some damage through the rear armour of that KV-1 and able to take him out fantastically. Unfortunately, the KV-1 did set fire to the M3 lead with his last shot, and the fire is able to take him out. The enemy only has a Hertzer left. Not sure if he's AFK or if we've seen him before in this fight. I think that Hertzer that he eliminated earlier was the same Hertzer that he was dueling with, but I could be wrong. It could have been this guy here. I guess we're about to find out as he comes into the enemy's base. We're going to see if there is a Hertzer in the spawn zone, and there absolutely is, and it turns out that this guy is indeed AFK. So picking up his 8th kill of this match, driving the T-50 to the maximum of its potential, even with its pathetic cannon, able to pick himself up 8 kills and do a ridiculous amount of damage to the enemy. Even going so far as having a little bit of a gloat in the chat there. And there we go, finally finishes off the Hertzer at his own leisure. So thank you very much to Callum Rowe for sending in that awesome replay showing off the power of the T-50, its speed and agility, and it's able to run rings around the enemy. So thank you very much to you, thank you to you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.